Hey everyone, pray everyone is having a fabulous day. I wanted to come in here and just encourage you guys. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, and so I just wanted to give a shout out to all of the mothers and just give you guys some encouragement on this journey, because I know motherhood isn't easy. It's definitely it definitely has its challenges, and so I just want you guys to be encouraged and to understand that although this is a big part of your life, this is not all there is to life. And so I want you guys to just be encouraged as you navigate motherhood, as you navigate life, as you navigate walking in your purpose and in your calling. Okay. And so I have 10 affirmations for mothers. But before I jump into that, I just want to just share a few things with you guys. Now, with the affirmations, make sure that you guys write them down somewhere that you can see them every day, that you can repeat them to yourself every day, that you can encourage yourself, because the words that we speak to ourselves, these are the words that our subconscious mind believes. And so we need to make sure that we are pouring in words of encouragement, words of affirmation, words that are going to uplift us, words that are positive. Even if it may not be your current situation, speak life into your life. Speak it as though it was, so that it will be, right? And so I just want to encourage each and every one of you. And for all of the mothers, I want to celebrate all of you, whether you are a birth mother, a bonus mom, a godmother, a auntie, guardian, spiritual mom, wherever you are on this pole. You are nurturing life. You are nurturing life. You are nurturing love. You are nurturing legacy. So embrace that, right? One of the ladies today, she was like, well, I know she said this to say, Ash, don't act up when we call your name, because you are going to be recognized as a mother in church tomorrow because you teach children's church. And I'm like, oh, I know you're not a mother, so I don't want you to be like, oh, but I'm not a mother. And I thought it was so funny, right? But we all play roles. So even if you're not a physical mother, you play a role in somebody's life. If you are an aunt, if you're a guardian, right? If you're a spiritual mom, you play a role. And so embrace that, honor that, because that is a part of building legacy. That is a part of showing love. That is a part of nurturing life, okay? So you are celebrated. And I just want you ladies to be encouraged, because your influence matters. Whether it's seen or unseen, it truly matters, and it is a part of the divine harvest. The seeds that you sow is a part of the harvest. So don't stop sowing the seeds. Encourage those around you, love on them, and nurture them, because you are seen and you are needed and you are valued. All right, Queen. Secondly, if you are a mother, your role has purpose. Your role is purpose. And so what does that mean? You are not just raising children. You are raising world changers. So when you look at it from that perspective, when you change the lens in which you view motherhood in, you can embrace it. You can enjoy it, because this is not just a role that you took on because you had a child. No, this is a part of your purpose. This is a part of your destiny, and it is valuable and it's important to the next generation. And so remember that you are raising and nurturing world changes. Also, remember that your patience, your resilience, your prayers, your presence, these are all legacy building acts. So work on the things that you need to work on. Strengthen the skills that are going to help you be a legacy builder, that are going to help you raise the next generation. If you need a little more patience, right? Work on that. Develop those skills, because you are only as strong as your weakest link. And so the things that you are weak in, those are not excuses to say, well, I can't, or this is just who I am. Those are opportunities for you to better yourself, for you to grow, for you to become the best version of yourself. And so work on those, because your children are watching. They're watching. Everything that you do, they're modeling. You may not see it right away, right? But you're going to see it later down the line. You'll be like, oh, well, wow, that's my child because I did that, right? So what are the habits that you want to develop, that you want your kids to develop, that you right now are not embodying? Start living your life in that way. Start embodying those habits so that your children can now embrace those and embody those as well, right? And I want you to understand that even when you feel invisible, you're seen. God sees you. God loves you. God is there for you. And I want to just remind you, right? If you go to Psalm 134, David reminds us that God hears the prayers of the righteous. So what does that mean? That means that if you want your prayer to truly be heard and answered, then you need to align your life with a righteous life. Now, that does not mean that you have to be perfect, because we are all flawed human beings. But what it does mean is that God has the prayers of the righteous. So you need to live your life in a way that is righteous, that is honorable to God, okay? Because he sees you. He looks high, he sits high, and he looks low, and he sees everything that we go through. The things that you go through, it's not invisible to him. You just have to ask yourself, like, what is it that I need to improve in my life, that I can align my purpose with God's plan, that I can align my life with his plan. And when you do that, watch and see how things start to shift in your life. See, a lot of times we try to just live our life the way that we want to live our life, and then we expect God to just hear us and answer our prayers. But it doesn't work like that. Even as a parent, you know that your child, they could want all they want, but if they're not doing what is right, are you going to give them what they want? No. You're not going to give them what they want. And it's the same thing. God is our Father. We are his daughters. We are his children. And so we need to make sure that we are being obedient to his word, being obedient to his instructions, so that we can receive the desires of our heart. You are a mother, so you already know you are not giving in to your kids' demands just because they ask, if they are not living in alignment in the way that you have been instructing them to live, right? And it is the same thing with him. But you are not invisible. You are not invisible. You are seen. You are loved. And God wants to answer your prayers, okay? Thirdly, I want to encourage all of the moms that are tired, that are weary, that are just going through the struggle, that are battling storms. Like, just take a moment to pause and breathe. Take a moment, go for a drive, sit on the beach, sit in your car if you need to, but just breathe. Like, our bodies, they lock in stress. When we are overwhelmed, when we're constantly going, we feel that stress in every part of our body, okay? And so a deep breath can change a lot. A deep breath can relax your nervous system. A deep breath can actually stop you from getting sick, right? Because a lot of the sickness that we have, they are stress-induced sickness. They're not necessarily because we're not taking care of our immune system. It's because our bodies are stressed. Our minds are stressed. We're constantly overwhelmed. And so if you just take moments, intentional moments, to just inhale, deep breaths, exhale throughout the day, you'll see that there's a shift in just how you show up, right? So I want to encourage you, just take moments to breathe, because his grace covers our gaps. And you also need to give yourself grace, right? You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to heal. You are allowed to evolve while you are raising kids. it's not meant to be perfect. It's not meant to be perfect. And this idea of perfection is unrealistic, because if you are striving for perfection, think about how you are so stressed right now. Think about what you are transferring to your kids. Because again, our kids model the things that they see, right? And so if you have this idea of perfectionism and your kids now think that they have to be perfect, how do you think the quality of their life is going to be? Right? Because now they're setting unrealistic expectations for their lives, and they're also going to be highly stressed, highly overwhelmed. Their nervous system is going through the roof, neurons knocking here, there, and everywhere, because they're internally stressed, and it's unrealistic, right? And so if you give yourself grace and you learn to give yourself grace, that does not mean that you need to slack off and not do what you're supposed to do. It does not give you a reason to not show up fully. It just gives you room to understand that mistakes will be made, and that is okay, as long as you learn and you grow from it. It is an opportunity for you to grow. It's an opportunity for you to learn. And now you're teaching your kids, you're passing that down to your kids. Like, okay, yes, you made a mistake, but now, just like mommy, it's an opportunity for us to be better. It's an opportunity for us to just grow and just become a better version of ourselves, okay? And lastly, don't put yourself on anybody else's time clock. Y'all, listen. This is something that I have to constantly remind myself of, because the world can bombard us, right? You look at peers, you look at other individuals, and you're like, well, I should be there, and really, your journey is different. Everybody has a different journey to take, and everybody's journey is not going to look the same. And so you are not behind, queen. You are not. You don't put yourself on anybody's time clock. Like, I did that a few years ago, thinking, well, I'm getting old, I need to start a family. The world says when you get a certain age, it's high risk for pregnancy, and blase, 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 blase. And so, I put myself in certain situations that I probably shouldn't have. And because I wanted to start a family, and look at me, 5 years later, there's still no kids, right? And so I say that to say that you are not behind. Whatever God has for you, His timing is perfect. And so just trust in His divine timing, trust in His plan for your life, and just move accordingly. You are becoming, if you are setting daily intentions, if you are doing the things that you need to do every single day to become the best version of yourself, then it's only a matter of time, right? As long as you are making progress, it's only a matter of time. So take your time, trust the process, trust in God's divine plan and His timing, and everything is going to fall in alignment, okay? Last but not, we still have two more points, and then we're going to get to affirmations, I promise. Your purpose is multidimensional. What does that mean, right? There's layers. It's not linear. We think that our purpose is one thing, but it's not. Y'all, I sat down the other day and I thought about how many lives I've lived. Meaning that there's so many different parts of my life that have made me who I am today, that when we look at motherhood, a lot of us look at this is it. But no, you are a mother, but there's an individual in you outside of motherhood. A lot of times we put ourselves in these boxes as a wife, as a mother, as a daughter, but we forget about the individual that's inside, right? And so that's one of the things that I help my clients with, is understanding their identity and reclaiming that identity, getting lost in a marriage, getting lost in motherhood, getting lost in being a caretaker. That can strip away your identity, and it's important that we always remember who we are at our core. We all have goals, we all have visions, we all have hopes and dreams that we want to achieve. And just because you are a mother does not mean that those things can't happen. There's an individual inside of you outside of mom. And so I want you guys to understand that even though you are a mother, there is more to you. Motherhood is just one part of it. It is one part of it, okay? So don't get lost in motherhood, right? If you want to take intentional action towards your goals, towards your dreams, and not feel guilty, because a lot of these roles that we take on, they place us in a box because there's guilt around it. We feel like we owe it to our kids to just be focused on them. But no, you also owe it to them to see what it looks like to go after their dreams, to go after your dreams, so that they too can be go-getters, and they too can understand that there's more to just being a good parent, but I too can live my life fully and wholly while I'm still nurturing my family. You are the first example that they see. And so if you want to raise well-rounded kingdom citizens, you first have to be that person, okay? And so be the person that you want your kids to grow up and embody, okay? You can't just tell them what to do. You also need to show them what to do. And so if you are ready to go after your goals and go after your dreams, I encourage you, join the 365 days on purpose. I'll put it in the chat. But join that group so that you can, you can take intentional action towards your goals. Like every single day I put prompts in that group. And I encourage the ladies to just really just work on becoming their best self. Hold on, let's see if it's going to come up. Okay, maybe I have to put it in after because it's not pulling up. Yeah, it's not pulling up. Okay, I'll put it in after, but look out for it. I'm gonna wrap this up shortly and give you guys your affirmations, right? But if you want to work towards your goals, just take daily intentional action steps towards your goals. Join that group, because every day we do something towards our goals. We do something toward becoming our best self without guilt, without shame, because you're scrolling anyway, right? So if you're gonna scroll, take that same 20 minutes that may turn into an hour scrolling, take that to work on yourself. Take that to work on your goals and work on becoming a better version of yourself, okay? And I want to encourage you, last but not least, I want to encourage you to just take a moment to recommit to yourself. Not the mother, not the wife, but the woman behind those titles. Recommit to her today, okay? Ask God, what new thing are you doing in me as a mother and as a daughter? What new thing? What new thing are you doing in me as a mother and as a daughter? Okay? And embrace that. Embrace motherhood, because it's a beautiful part of your journey. It's not the whole journey, but it's a part of that. Okay? This is why a lot of people, when they become empty nesters, they feel alone and lost, because motherhood was everything. But you have to find your identity outside of that, because when those children get older and they're all gone, maybe you're an empty nester now listening to this, and if you can relate, drop a comment in the chat, because when those children are all gone, now it's like your life is starting all over again. But if you are doing you in the midst of raising those kids, then you won't feel lost. You probably will be pushing them out the nest, like, hurry up, go, so I can finish up my life, right? But, I want you guys to be encouraged, okay? Like, own who you are, recommit to yourself, and love on yourself. Embrace this journey of motherhood, but remember, it is only a part of the journey, okay? And I want to, before I do anything else, I just want to encourage those that are grieving. I don't know what it is to raise a child. I know what it is to lose, right? When I went through my miscarriage, that set me into depression. And so I could only imagine what it is to raise a child, to birth a child, to raise a child, and then to lose a child. That is hard. That is difficult. And I don't know that type of pain, but I can only imagine. And so I just want to encourage you, ladies, that God is with you. God hears your cries. He knows your struggles, and he's there to comfort you. He's there to strengthen you. So draw closer to him. Lean on him. Lean on him, because he got you, and he's there to support you every step of the way. I want to say I love you. And if you need a phone call, if you need someone to pray with you, if you need someone to talk with you, I am definitely here. You can send me a DM. Oh, the kids are out. Y'all is sitting on my balcony. They are out. But I just want to let you know that you are not forgotten. And if you need comfort, you can definitely find that in God. Okay? And you have a spirit to nurture, and that still matters. That still matters. And you are able to provide a purposeful impact. So never forget that. Okay? So drop some pictures. Let's see those Mother's Day pictures. If you are in any of the groups that you're viewing this, drop your pictures, y'all. Like, let us see your pictures. Flood your pictures. Drop your kids. Let us show you some love this Mother's Day, okay? Now, to the good part. Let's get to those prompts, those affirmations, right? So, these are 10 affirmations that will encourage you, right? You can write them down, put them somewhere that you can see them every single day to remind you of your worth, remind you of the plan that God has for your life, just to remind you to be encouraged, and that you're not behind the 8 ball. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and God has a plan for your life. And so I just want to encourage you guys today. And so here they are. All right. I am the mother. Oh, y'all, these kids are loud. Give me a second. Oh, they playing pickleball. Anyway, so we ain't can. Let's wrap this up because they're about to get louder. Okay. So first one is, I am the mother my children need, graced, chosen, and enough. You are enough, queen. Second, I can nurture others while still nurturing myself. God equips me daily with strength, wisdom, and patience. I release guilt and embrace grace in my motherhood journey. My love, presence, and prayers are shaping generations. I am allowed to rest, grow, heal, and ask for help. Even in my imperfections, I am a blessing to my family. I am building legacy through both my words and actions. Being a mother is a part of my purpose, not my limitation. And I am walking in divine alignment, on purpose and with power. So that is all I have for you guys today. Love you. Love you, ladies. Have a great one, and happy Mother's Day.